Bill Cosby's back in court. Emmy voting is officially open. Elvis is finally hitting movie theaters. Plus, we've got a lot of theories on Stranger Things.
It's all coming up right now on The Take.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. And it's been a while since we've been here.
It has. We filmed on site at the Cannes Film Festival, but we have not been in studio for a long time. I'm done with this hiatus too much. I missed you. Good to see you.
I missed you too, yeah.
And
it's been 500 years since Cannes, I feel like.
Exactly, yeah. But we have, per usual, a lot of news to talk about, so let's get right into it. One of the biggest stories this week was surrounding Bill Cosby. He was back in court, and I was there at the courthouse to cover the trial. Bill Cosby was found guilty of sexually abusing a 16-year-old teen in 1975 at the Playboy Mansion. Her name is Judy Huth. Now she is 64 years old. She testified during the trial. I was there for the verdict. It was a chaotic day. Let me tell you about this press conference that happened right after the verdict came down. Per usual, the attorneys, they go outside, they give their remarks. Gloria Allred, who is the high-powered attorney and women's rights activist, she was representing Judy Huth. So she gave her remarks, all kind of went as usual. And then Bill Cosby's team, they came out, and when they gave remarks, there were protesters outside of the courthouse who were yelling things like, Bill Cosby is guilty, a lot of other things that you can imagine that I will reserve for the story. I won't say on here. And Bill Cosby's team ended up storming off from the podium. I've never really seen anything quite like that, and I've covered the Weinstein trial, I've covered Britney Spears' case, I've been in a lot of court cases. This was pretty wild, but one of the reasons why I think there's so much emotion behind this is because, remember, Bill Cosby was criminally convicted a few years ago. He served 3 years, and then the conviction was overturned based on a technicality, and he was released. So what do you think this does for Cosby's legacy?
I mean, the legacy is already tarnished. You have a man here who was convicted rightfully a few years ago, was sent to prison, freed on a technicality. Victims deserve their day in court. We have this system that's built for two types of people in this world, people with money and people without. And the fact that he was able to get out on a technicality because of when and where it was a deposition was taken.
Nothing to actually do with the case.
The case. And now that one of his victims is getting some type of justice, quote unquote, in a monetary sense, it doesn't do anything for the dozens upon dozens of other victims that do have, their qualms and need their day in court as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The legacy is done. The bigger thing is the message for survivors and the overall movement.
Yeah. But now switching gears, the Emmy race is now open for voting. Voting closes this Monday at 5 p.m. We had a lot of submissions on both sides of the house with the common theme. There's just too much television to watch. Drama had 171 submissions for series, comedy 118. Even limited, that's become a plethora of big talent, big names, had 61 submissions. All of them are up from last year. To put this in context, Elizabeth, in supporting actor drama alone, there were 434 actors submitted that will look for just 8 spots. 8, that's it. That's available.
I mean, that's unbelievable. You have hundreds of submissions, and you're right, the common theme is too much TV and too much good TV and so much talent. But with all these numbers, who are some of your early frontrunners?
So listen, on the drama side, it looks to be down to Succession and Squid Game are likely to lead that charge. We also have the final seasons of Ozark and This Is Us. Comedy is my favorite category this year because that's where a lot of the competition is. We have reigning champ Ted Lasso coming back. We have a freshman series, Abbott Elementary. We also have another freshman series from broadcast, Ghosts, that can do really well. We could have a big broadcast boom this year. But in the acting races, make your pick. I mean, we have Lee Jung-jae leading for lead actor drama. Jennifer Aniston can get in there for morning show. Zendaya looks to be the front runner to become the first Black actress to win a second time at the Emmys in the drama category. So we have a lot to look forward to.
And I know you were also with Selena Gomez this week, who you are really gunning for her to get her first Emmy nomination.
Listen, Selena Gomez, Only Murders in the Building, with the new season premiering, is going to help the show a lot. She would be just the third Latina ever nominated in lead actress comedy. If nominated for series, because she's executive producer, she'll be the first Latina to ever be double nominated. So I'm looking for wins all around.
I've always been a huge Selena fan, so I'm rooting for her as well. But someone else that you're rooting for is Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. You wrote a great piece about her incredible work, which I agree was fantastic this season of Stranger Things. But that brings us to our next topic, which is the season will continue. Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 2 comes out in a week. Clayton and I are very excited, like the rest of the world, because Stranger Things Season 4 officially became the top English series for Netflix. We are obsessed with it. We have a lot of theories. We've had nightmares. Let's just get right into it. So the trailer came out for the final 2 episodes of Season 4. It seems like somebody is not going to make it. That hasn't been confirmed, but there's been a lot of interviews with the cast that our colleagues at Variety have done. Seems like someone's going to die. Do you think that's happening?
Well, there's theories out there right now. Thank you, Netflix, for the birthday gift.
Let me give you a birthday shout out. Happy early birthday to Clayton Davis, July 1st, the day that this comes out.
So with this new season, there are 2 mega episodes. One is 90 minutes long. The other one is 2.5 hours. So theories on deaths have been floating around. Listen, last season we saw Hopper die and then not die. So this season we have our theories. I think we're losing one of the kids. I think we're gonna lose one of the kids. And if I were rolling the dice, and I hope I'm wrong, I think we're gonna lose Will.
Oh no.
I think Will would break our heart. It's like that type of like TV death that would change everything.
That would break my heart. So I have a really hot take. I don't think this is happening this season, but my theory, since season 5 is the final, is I don't think that 11 makes it. I think at the end of Stranger Things, I think she's going to realize that she had a part to do with the Upside Down and Vecna, and she's going to somehow sacrifice herself to save everyone. That's my theory. I have one last question for you though on Stranger Things. What would be your Vecna song?
I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, it's probably like
Backstreet Boys.
Probably Backstreet Boys. I want it that way.
Well, mine would be Britney. Britney would save the day, as always. And since we're talking about Netflix, we do have to discuss the news that Netflix laid off 300 employees this week. This comes as their stock is nosediving. Obviously, not good news. Netflix, has been the leader in streaming for a long time, but there's competition, and now we're seeing the consequences of that.
Yeah, hearts are with the employees that lost their jobs this week. Is pretty rough.
Absolutely.
Switching gears now, movies, because they've been happening while we've been gone. Lightyear opened up, new movie from Pixar, spin-off from the Toy Story series. Open to some pretty good reviews, but a lower than expected box office haul. And then we have Elvis opening this week with Austin Butler in the titular role. And that movie premiered at Cannes. Now general audiences will be able to experience it. Listen, Austin Butler, my favorite performance this year so far. I think he's incredible. I really liked Lightyear. I liked what it was going for. I think the low box office expectations has to deal a little bit with not the same-sex kiss as people have been alluding to. I think it's the comfort level of being home. It's the first movie to return to theaters, not on Disney Plus, since like the pandemic. And, not everyone's looking to do that. Movie theaters are expensive. It's to take your whole family. That's like $150 outing. Absolutely.
And you look at something like Top Gun, which has become the biggest film of Tom Cruise's career, the biggest film in the US for 2022, massive, crossing 900 million, but that's not really a family movie. And you make a great point that kids might want to be at home on the couch. There's that comfort, but also, as you said, it's expensive. And I think we also see some fatigue with franchises. Toy Story, obviously a huge franchise, but Buzz, I don't know. Our kids who are 5 years old, are they running to theaters for that? My brother loved Buzz, but he's 35 now, so it was kind of like a 90s thing.
Yeah, but listen, next week we're going to see Thor, Love and Thunder. We have the premiere this week. We had Natalie Portman on the cover this week of Variety, looking beautiful and buff.
Yes.
She's going to kill it. I think the movie's going to do very well. So this doesn't apply to all. Sometimes we're not talking about Marvel, we're talking about low box office.
Yes, lots of movie news. And a shout out, by the way, to our colleague, Adam Berry, who wrote that amazing cover story on Natalie Portman. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but we will be back on Fridays with more news right here on The Tape.
Thanks for watching.